Hi guys, this is Kia and welcome to the Cosmopolitan Allure channel. Thank you for joining, and if you're not a member, go ahead and click the subscribe button below. I'll be glad to have you as part of the Cosmopolitan Allure family. Today is about Love Yourself Beauty, and for short the acronym is LYS Beauty. And the brand is a brand new Black-owned brand, the first Black-owned clean brand to be featured at Sephora, meaning that it's free of parabens, sulfates, and other harmful chemicals within makeup. What an amazing feat. And since today is the second day of Women's History Month, you know, progress is definitely being made in women's history all around the world. Even though the brand officially launched last month, still it's women's history at this point. So congratulations. This is the new beauty brand. They just came out with a lip oil, foundation, a primer, setting powder, bronzer, and blushes for now. So I have all 6 of those products to review. If you want to hear more about my opinion and what I think of this brand so far and how I achieved this effortlessly glowing look, then stay tuned and keep watching. All right, you guys, so the first item we're going to start out from LYS Beauty is their lip treatment. So this is the Speak Love Glossy Lip Treatment Oil. It only comes in one color, and this is just going to be a lip serum. So you know we start off in all of my videos with a lip treatment. So this is how it comes, and everything is in the triangular delta symbol. So ooh. I like the way that feels. It's more like a gloss, but it's not a thick, sticky gloss. It's enough to have a thicker consistency, but it still feels good and moisturizing on the lips. I actually really like this. It states that it has a sapphire, carrot, sweet almond, and macadamia nut oils to nourish in a nourishing blend that helps hydrate and condition the lips. It also has cold pressed chia seed oil, deeply hydrates and volumizes the look of lips, so we get a natural plumping agent. And then vitamin E to provide antioxidant benefits for visibly nourished lips. And I do think my lips look quite luscious and nourished. I don't have the box with me, but this feels very good. The next item we have is the Secure Skin Gripping Serum Primer with 5% niacinamide and AHA, so alpha hydroxy acids. Again, it follows the same packaging in the triangular shape, the delta shape, which means change. And this is described as an instantly perfect your canvas with this lightweight serum primer that helps balance the look of skin and control the appearance of excess shine through the day. Infused with niacinamide, which is good for oil control, ginger root, lemon, and grapefruit extracts. This primer works to minimize the look of enlarged pores and brighten the appearance of hyperpigmentation and uneven skin tone. And then it just goes through to explain the key ingredients. So niacinamide helps reduce the appearance of pores and limit excess shine. Ginger root extract helps visibly improve skin texture and tone. And then AHA, alpha hydroxy acids, it has a fruit blend of orange fruit extract, lemon fruit extracts, bilberry extracts, sugarcane extracts, and sugar maple extracts, which are used to visibly smooth and even the look of skin texture. And then grapefruit extract, which is rich in vitamins A, C, and E to help brighten the look of dark spots and hyperpigmentation. So we're going to go in with that. From the sounds of it, it looks like this primer would be geared more towards people who have oilier skin or enlarged pores. So it might be something to look into if you're a person who has oily skin. So It is a clear gel-like consistency. So when it comes out, this is what it looks like. And as you can see it moving, it has some movement to it. So I only did one little squirt. And at first application, I'm just going to rub it over my skin. And all I have on my skin today is just skincare. And so I'm just going to press it into the skin. And immediately I can feel that it has like a tackiness to it. It reminds me of the HUDA Beauty Jelly Primer in the consistency. All right, so we're gonna give that a moment to dry down, and we'll talk a little bit of the brand while this goes into our skin. So Miss Tisha Thompson, who is founder of LYS Beauty, which stands for Love Yourself Beauty. She was 15 years in the game as a makeup artist herself before then moving over to Pure Cosmetics, where she worked for many years in their product development. And now, as of 2019, she started her own business and therefore went on to produce this beauty line, Love Yourself Beauty. It has quite a few accolades, so to speak. It is the first clean brand beauty by African American at Sephora. So we're doing big feats in women's history, Black history in general. This did get released last month on February 14th, I believe, on their actual website. And it's just exciting because Ms. Thompson has a lot of ideals that she wants to portray through this beauty brand. She wants people to know that clean beauty, and if you're not sure what clean beauty in, essentially is supposed to be more environmental friendly in the sense that it doesn't contain parabens and other harmful things to the body and to the environment. It's going to focus on using more natural ingredients such as ginger root, like we heard, and other items in that type of range. And it's not going to be so chemically infused with unnecessary things that can be harmful and potentially toxic to the skin that a lot of makeup does have in it. Also, she wanted to maintain a specific price point, so none of her products are over $30. Everything is $30 and under, and that's pretty much unheard of for anything that's considered to be clean beauty, because of all the work that goes into trying to create products that don't use so many chemical ingredients. Now, it does have some items in there, and I did go through and look up quite a few of the items in her ingredient list, but the majority of them are just polymers used to hold the actual item together. So whether it's the primer or the foundation, I didn't find any chemicals in there that were harmful. I did actually do research online and look up the items and see how they're rated on a toxicity scale. All of her items were at a 1, which is pretty much no risk to the person as far as toxicity is concerned to the person or to the environment. So kudos to Miss Thompson on that. For me, it's not going to it's not going to affect me one way or the other if it's a clean brand or not. However, I like having the option to purchase a clean brand that will have my shades available. In this launch, it came with 35 different shades for the foundation, so that's fantastic. And most of the time when you have clean brands, they don't come out with a whole bunch of foundation shades. They just don't, because it's so expensive to create all of the chemicals and polymers that you need to do so in order to hold these ingredients together without it being so chemically toxic. So I applaud Miss Thompson all the way around in her price point, not going over $30 at this point. Coming out with so many foundation shades, because we understand in general, brands that don't have any conscious statement toward the environment or being a clean brand don't even come out with that many shades. So definitely kudos to Miss Thompson and the Love Yourself Beauty team. And just the items that are listed, the ingredients that are listed in the items that have been released so far, even though some of the stated items are not in the first 5 ingredients on the list. And if you guys don't know, when you are reading the ingredients on the back of an item, they are listed from greatest to least. So your first item that's listed in the ingredients list is going to be the highest concentration, or it's going to have the most in the item, and then everything else just goes lower and lower from there, with your last ingredient having a very low percentage in the actual item itself. So some of the items that she says, while they are stated in the ingredient list, they're not in the top 5, which I feel in the general consensus is in the top 5. If they're listed in the top 5, then they actually are doing the majority of the work that they say that they are. If they're listed lower than that, they do make an impact, but it's just not as impactful as the 5 first ingredients in the list. So, but yeah, so she's doing many feats. I'm very proud of her. I don't know her personally, but from one Black woman to another, and the fact that this is Women's History Month, she's definitely made history by being the first Black owned brand at Sephora for clean beauty. So kudos to her, and I have so many high hopes for the brand, and we'll get on with the tutorial. So the serum has dried down considerably. Now, looking at my skin, I think my skin looks really, really, really good right now. I feel like my skin does look blurred, and my nose is like super shiny right now. Like, that's immediately what I'm drawn to. But overall, I do like how my skin looks. And this is the importance that I try to stress to you all, is to let your primers dry down, so let them sink into the skin so they can actually perform how they're going to perform. So next we'll move on to the foundation, and this is what the foundation looks like. And I apologize, I don't want to blind you all with the top, but again, this follows the same triangular shape as the majority. All the products are in the shape of a triangle representing change. And I like how this bottle looks. Like, I'm not really a big fan of the packaging of something for the most part, because it's going to sit on my counter or go in the drawer. It doesn't really matter per se. What's going to keep it out on my counter is its use. If it works well on my skin and it's something that I like wearing, it's gonna go on top of my counter. If the bottle was ugly, it would still go on top of my counter. So to me, the packaging really doesn't matter. But I will make a notation about this, is because I believe this foundation is $28, which is relatively on the more affordable end of foundation price point. But this is a glass bottle, and glass bottles is better for the environment. It's recyclable versus your plastic containers. But you typically at this price point don't always see like a glass bottle, so to speak. So I do applaud her in the thought process that went behind her brand to make this so affordable for a glass bottle. So I will notate that. It's your regular pump application. So I don't like pump applications. Everybody across the world seems to unanimously like pump applications. I don't like pump applications. I think I prefer like pots, where you can just scoop out what you need and put it on the back of your hand and go from there, because you can actually get to all the product that you're purchasing. When you use pumps, you will never get all of the product out of the bottle that you pay for. So I'm not a fan of pumps, but for sanitary purposes, I understand people like pumps, fantastic. But I even like Juvia's Place, their packaging, where it's an inverted triangle, so it's essentially like this, and it kind of looks like a lotion bottle where you squeeze out of it. So I feel like at least with that, I can cut the end off of it and scoop out the remaining foundation that's inside the bottle. So, but that's just a personal thing for me. But I do applaud if you're a person who is just starting out in makeup and you don't want to spend a ton of money on something, but you want to get a worthwhile product, something that's going to look very luxurious on top of your vanity or whatnot. I do think this is a very nice looking bottle. So I'm going to use a sponge, and this is the Beauty Bakerie egg. So I'm just going to use that, and mine is not wet. I typically don't use so I completely started talking about everything else and didn't talk about the specs for this. So this is the Triple Fix Serum Foundation with AHA, turmeric, and ashwagandha in this foundation. And I would have to get the box and read what the box is. But I have the color TN6, and it says Shake Well. And what I did really like about the about going online with the shade finders is I feel like they gave you quite a bit of, you have a lot to choose from. They have different undertones to pick from. Oh, that blended out well. And to me, this does look very skin-like. This does look very skin-like. That's a very good match to me as well. So I'm going in. So before I had did like half pumps, didn't realize that the pump went down much farther than that. So I just put 2 more pumps on my Bakerie egg. And I don't own any beauty blenders, so which is by Beauty Blender, so I don't own any of those. So if you actually hear me say Beauty Blender, which I make it a point not to say that because I know I don't have a beauty blender, but if you ever hear me say it, just know that I'm talking about the Beauty Bakerie sponge. If it's pink, this is the Beauty Bakerie sponge. It is not the Beauty Bakerie egg. This is not a beauty blender. I don't really care for Beauty Blender. Their sponges, they're a little bit too soft for my personal liking. So, but I think it melts into the skin like a dream. I think now when I'm looking at this on this side, when I can see my hairline and everything, I probably could have went to T3. So they have T3N was the shade up under this, and then they have T3-4 and T3-5, but they were different undertones. So this one is TN, so tan neutral. So tan neutral with olive undertones. So I just went with the darker color. And so instead of getting 3, I just went to 6. And I think I could have definitely used 3. I could have definitely went down a shade, but I don't by any means think this is a bad match. This would definitely be my summer tan color. But I love how it just melted into my skin. I think it looks very skin-like, very beautiful. Like, I feel like this looks like a better version of my skin because my skin looks even, where before I had some discoloration. And the reason I didn't conceal, it doesn't come with a concealer, but this is my first time using the brand, and so I really want to see what the foundation looks like on its own On a regular day basis, I don't conceal, like try to hide my dark marks or anything like that. I only do that when I'm doing something with pictures or something. Like if I know I'm going out with my friends and I know we're going to take a lot of pictures, I'll make an effort to hide my dark spots. But when I would go into the office and I would do makeup, I never tried to hide my dark spots or anything like that. So I'm just picking up. I did another half pump. I didn't do a full pump, so I'm just layering it over my hyperpigmentation here. And since this is supposed to be good for hyperpigmentation, I want people to understand what that means. So this is meant to be a light to medium coverage foundation. It's not meant to be a full coverage foundation. So I would not expect that my dark circles would be completely covered up. However, because it has ingredients in it that are to assist with hyperpigmentation, what that's saying is over time, the continued use of this item will result in the reduction of dark circles. So if you're a person who wears foundation every day, you would notice over time that when you continue to wear this, your dark circles should become noticeably lighter over time. So with continued use. Now, I'm pretty sure if you wanted to go ahead and conceal them before you apply it, that would be fine to make them go away. But even still, even though I can still see this area, it's significantly lighter than it was before I applied the foundation. And that, again, that would be good enough for me going to work. Or just like if I needed to go out to brunch with the girls or something like that, just something quick, I would put this on. I really like this as an everyday foundation. I don't feel like I have anything on the skin. It's very light. It's very comfortable. I think I got good coverage, enough for me, because like I said, my skin, I feel like looks even across the board. I have a nice glow to my skin, which I appreciate. I like glowy skin. So if you're a person who doesn't like glowy skin, then that might not be for you. But I feel like I look very healthy right now, and I appreciate that. So it's a go for me. So the next item is going to be their translucent powder, and it comes in this lovely rose gold packaging, as far as in the triangle packaging as well, like we've seen before. I got the Triple Fix translucent powder in the color Brilliance, which is a banana powder. This is a very nice size product. I do like that you just pull it open. It's a magnetic close, so I'm very appreciative of that. And this is the translucent powder that you get, and I'm just covering up the mirror that you get in top, but this is a lot of pressed powder product, I feel like. I'll have a number of how much this costs at the top. I think this was $16, which I think is very, very affordable again. And this is 0.23 ounces of product, and the shelf life is 24 months. So I think that's a very good time for it. And it does have a mirror on the inside, which you don't really see in pressed powders that often, but I do like it in the sense, like if I had this in my purse, then, you know, I could open this up and, you know, press powder into my skin. So on a daily basis, I don't wear concealer. Yeah, so there's no concealer, and because this is a first impressions, I'm putting on makeup how I would usually wear it. Like if I was to go out in like a regular day, or like if I was going to work, I would not put concealer on unless my dark circles were horrible. But I generally don't have bad dark circles, so I'm just using the other side of the egg, and I'm just going to press up under here. I like that. And she did have some some sponge, or excuse me, she did have brushes, but I did not purchase the brushes. I purchased all of these items with my own money, so I'm not sponsored. So these are my true thoughts about the product and first use, first impressions. And so far, I really like it. I like the fact that everything is so lightweight. And I think that's kind of like a misconception people have, is that every time you put powder on or every time that you put makeup on, you want to feel like completely flawless. You don't want to have any misconceptions show. And that's not always the case. Yes, there are times when you want to be completely beat. You don't want imperfection to show. Absolutely, we do have those times, but there are times when I'm just going out with my friends, like me and my girlfriends are like, let's go out to eat. And we're going to like TGI Fridays to sit at the bar or something like that. Or we're going to brunch on Saturday or something like that. Nothing where you would need to be super dressed up unless that's your aesthetic, to be super dressed up. But, you know, you just don't want to go out the house barefaced. You want to look like you put an effort into how you look, but you don't have to be completely just covered in makeup, heavy makeup from head to toe. So, yep. So I really like this powder. It's very soft in a sense where it's very lightweight. Like, I don't feel tight up under my eyes. I do feel like I look very natural. It did reduce some of the shine, but I can still see some luminosity shining through. So it didn't make me completely matte. And I enjoy that. And so I'm just taking it and literally just pressing it into the powder. I'm literally just dabbing it. And I'm just going around the areas where I would typically just put the powder on. And I'm using this as a face powder as well, instead of just like a setting powder up under my eye. I'm just using it to set everything. And I'm just gonna go up under my eye area one more time. Just because I'm curious to see how it can be built up. I do like that it's a pressed powder, so I'm not getting like the kickback I would get from a loose powder. It's very controlled, and that's what I would like. If I'm traveling somewhere, I want a pressed powder. I do not want like a loose powder just floating everywhere. It looks like you can layer it on top of layer with each other. It does not look I don't feel like I look chalky at all. I think this is a very good color match for banana. It's still translucent enough for it to be a thin powder, but it's still thick enough and fine enough to be pressed into the skin and give me some coverage in the sense where I can see like this cheek area I haven't touched at all with the powder, and you can see right here with the powder where I did up under my eyes, I still, when I turn my head, I still get the luminosity. It's just a powdered down version, so my face doesn't look flat. I really, really like this. This might replace some of my other powders. I really like the way my skin looks. I look very healthy, and I really like that. So next we're gonna move to bronzer. So I have the bronzer, again, same packaging, and this is the No Limits matte bronzer, and I got the color Courage, which is tan, and this is what it looks like. So again, it's the same 24 months, 23.23 ounces of product in here. It has a mirror in the top as well. So this is the color Courage. And I think it looks lighter on camera than it is in the actual pan. It's a little bit deeper. But I like the color. It's not warm per se. This is neutral to me. And I like the fact that it's neutral. I feel like the majority of the bronzers that I have are all warm, and I love looking warm. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I don't like looking warm, but there are times when I want it to be more neutral, so it can be more of like a contour, more so than like a warm bronze. And to me, this gives me that neutrality of being able to have that more bronzed effect. Well, a more contoured effect, even though it's advertised as a bronzer, the color I feel like I could use as a bronzer. And so again, like I said, I did not get the brushes, so I'm just going to use the Fenty Beauty bronzer brush, and I'm just going to go in and sweep that. Oh, I like that. And sweep that down. And I'm just going to go around the perimeter. And this brush is almost like the size of the pan. I probably need like a smaller brush, but I already started using this brush. I'm just going to keep going. And I like this color a lot. I like this color a lot. I like the fact that it's cooler, very much so, than what I'm used to wearing. Very neutral. It does give me some color, some definition, but it's not as warm as what I'm used to. Where it doesn't appear as warm to me. Y'all can be the judge of that, because I have literally used the same Caramel Cutie in every single video I've ever posted. So y'all can be the judge of if it looks the same or not. And so I'm just going up under my jawline. And I think I'm going to do a wear test. I'm not going out anywhere today. I'm just going to be at home, but I can check back in with you guys later while it's still on my face and give y'all a check-in just to show how it settled. Because in general, whenever I go out somewhere, I'm not doing anything rigorous. So I'm literally going out to sit somewhere, sit down and eat. I'm going to go sit at somebody's house and catch up. Well, you know, outside of this time frame that we're in. But you're just going to sit at somebody's house to catch up. Like, I'm not out. Somebody just knocked on my door. I'm not expecting. Maybe it was a package. Hold on. Okay, anywho. I decided not to get up because I'm on a filming roll. So, but yeah, I don't really do anything rigorous. And if I went out somewhere, my rigorous activity would be something like bowling or something like that. So, I'm not out playing soccer or something like that in makeup. So, yeah. So I'm just going to do my face the same way I would. And I got some new Colored Rain brushes. So since she did not release any eyeshadows or anything like that, I'm just going to take the bronzer and go in and use it as an eyeshadow, which is something I have actually done quite a few times when I needed to. If somebody called me on a spree and like, hey, we're going out to eat, you want to come? And I want to look put together, I just do something quick like this. So I'm literally just taking the bronzer and going into my crease, into the crease of my eye to give some definition. And I'm using the Colored Rain mini blending brush. So this is my first time using this brush and I like it. I had bought items to do a Black History Month bomb video, so black owned makeup brands, and my items didn't get here in time. The mail was moving so slow, it just didn't get here in time, so I was really disappointed and sad about that. But every day Black history occurs. Every day history in general occurs, not only Black history, but history. So it doesn't have to be Black History Month. I can always do a video with black owned brands. And essentially that's what this video is. It's a black owned brand, black owned makeup brand video. And so I'm just gonna go over my eyes a little bit. I really like this color. Yep. And then I'm just going to contour my nose. So I'm not using my regular little contour brush that I'm using, that I usually use in all of my videos. But again, this fits that profile that I'm looking for. It's small enough to get into this nose area here, into the crevices, the way that I like. And then I'm just going to wipe it off. And then I'm just going to blend. And then I'm just going to create that little bridge right there. Give myself that little button tip nose. And I'm just trying to blend this out. Trying to diffuse this line a little bit. Okay, so far so good. So I'm a really big fan of this bronzer. I like the fact that I get the definition, and I could even go, they had 2 colors deeper than this one, so I might go back and get the color that's darker right after this one to give myself more of a contouring effect. But again, I really like this. I feel like my face looks very put together and I still look very healthy. This is a very natural looking face bead for the most part. I really like that. So the last item that I have is their Higher Standard Satin Matte Cream Blush in the color Inspire. Again, this is the same 0.23 ounces. However, this has an 18-month shelf life. And so it's, again, the same triangle packaging. However, this is, it's not a reflective one, which I actually really appreciate. I like this kind of matte rose gold look. And when you open it, again, this one has a mirror, which I'm going to cover up so I don't blind you. And then this is the cream blush. I got the coral shade, which is sold out at the moment. When I put it in my basket, it only had 2 left. So apologies, I got sold the last ones, but you can see where I already had a fingerprint where I swiped in it to see what the color was. But a little goes a long way with this product. I'm just going to use my finger to press it in. You can use a brush. When I swiped it earlier just to see what the color was, I just used my finger and I liked that. So I'm just gonna go with that. And so if this is mine, like, I won't be sharing this with anybody because I really, really like that. But you can see it's very pigmented. I really like this color. It's very complimentary to the skin. And I'm just taking my finger to press it into the skin. think I put more on this side. No. But I think it just gives you a nice little flush on the cheeks. And these come with kaolin clay, which is very healthy for the skin. It also has avocado oil in it as well. So I do know that there were concerns with people who are on the oilier side with it having avocado oil in it, because on a scale of 1 to 5, it's considered a 3. So it could be, it could cause a breakout at 3. However, you know, you have to know your skin and know if that's going to work for you. But it does not seem like overly, excuse me, it does not seem overly oily or anything of that nature. It melts into the skin, and I think the clay, the kaolin clay, plays a big part in the consistency of it. And I do remember when I was looking on the ingredient box, kaolin clay is one of the higher ingredients. It is in the top 5. The avocado oil is near the middle bottom of the list. So it's not a super high concentration of avocado oil. So just keep that in mind. And again, just press it in. And I really like that. You know what? Since I don't have eyeshadow, I'm going to see if I can use this as an eyeshadow. So that same brush that I used to bring the bronzer in, I'm just going to use that to give me a little flush of color on my eyes. Oh, I really like that. And me personally, I really don't necessarily like using other brands in a brand review, depending on the items that they put out. And for clean brands, there are certain items that I just don't necessarily expect them to put out. I don't expect them to do eyeshadows. Not saying that they can't, but I don't expect them to do eyeshadows. Like, I feel like a clean brand's focus is more on the items that go directly on the skin. And I know eyeshadow goes on the skin, but I'm thinking more so like your face products, your foundations, your primers, bronzers, powders. I wouldn't necessarily think, even powders and bronzers are kind of secondary in a sense. Like, I wouldn't necessarily expect them to come out with powders. I would expect their focus to be pretty much foundation and primer for the most part. So, not saying that they can't do it, but I just wouldn't expect it. So I really like that. I feel like I look put together. I like that very much. And so these are all the items that I have. Like I said, they don't have a mascara or anything like that. I have all the items that they released so far, as far as like one of each item that they've released. And I must say that I really, really like it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to speed through me like brushing my eyebrows and my lashes and stuff to try to get myself together. You didn't miss anything in my little video. I was just going on a mini rant about how I would like it if the brand came out with a clear mascara. I feel like this brand would do a fantastic clear mascara. I don't necessarily need pigment, and for a clean brand, I would imagine a clear mascara would be great for them. So that's all. Yeah, my eyelashes are getting lost in the sauce, so I am going to put on some mascara though. 1 second. So I'm just going to put on the Sky High mascara. I had stated in another video how much I actually really liked this mascara for like a drugstore brand. Just that quick My eyelashes came alive. All right, you guys, so this is everything. The last thing I'm gonna do is I'm going to use the Sweet Grace baking spray by Bakerie as my setting spray. I'm gonna set everything in place and just spray the bottom of my little egg here and just tap into the skin. To seal it in. And I'll be right back with the finished look. All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. Nothing super exciting, just an everyday look. This would be a look that I would do just going out with some friends on a regular day, something quick and simple. If I was feeling myself to go out to the grocery store or whatnot, like, or a day when I had planned to go shopping, go to the mall or whatnot, just to look cute, put together, looking effortlessly cute, just put together, nothing super fancy. You know, I really love the way my skin looks, so healthy, so simple. Just, I really love this. This is a very glow from within look and I love it. Love it. So I am a big fan of Love Yourself Beauty. I definitely think it goes for what they're speaking about and what their brand stands for, in the sense that to give yourself a boost of confidence of when you look at yourself in the mirror and really just enhancing your beauty, not to create a completely different person than who exists in the mirror or up under loads and loads of heavy makeup. So I absolutely think I achieved that look and I can't wait to see what the brand has in the future, and I'm wishing them all the success in the world. And I'm just so happy for them and the brand, and so happy for Miss Thompson for being strong enough to break away from pure cosmetics and start her own beauty brand. You know, nothing is guaranteed in the future, and it takes guts and faith to be able to step out. And I'm sorry if my eyes are a little watery. I just had a little coughing attack from out of nowhere. But it takes guts, it takes faith to step out to create something on your own, because there's no cushion. You make it or you break it, and you keep doing it and keep trying until you're successful. So kudos to Miss Thompson. I wish you the very best. Again, I can't wait to see what you have in store from the future. I will definitely be repurchasing items in the future. I can't wait to see what else, you know, you have in store. It's 1:58, so essentially 2 o'clock. So yep, so I will check back in a couple of hours, maybe like 8 or 9 o'clock. I'll sign back on and let you guys know how things are wearing and what my skin looks like. Okay, hi you guys, this is my check-in. So it is now 8:09. No, yeah, well, before it went out. Yeah, it's now 8:09, and so this is going to be my final, well, my check-in in regards to the Love Yourself Beauty Foundation and setting powder, lip oil. So let's start over from the beginning. So this is going to be the check-in for the primer, the foundation, the setting powder, the bronzer, the blush, and the lip oil. And as you can see, the lip oil has long worn off. However, my lips are still feeling good and fluffy. Actually, they're not chapped or anything, so they did leave a good nice soft surface. This would be a good surface to put like a matte lipstick on. I don't have like any hard dead skin on top of my lips, so it did leave my lips feeling moisturized, and it did last a long time. It wore off, I would say, probably about like 6:30. So it lasted a good 3 hours or so before it even, you know, wore off. So that's pretty good. And this is how I'm looking. So I still look dewy. I took a nap for about an hour or so. This is the side that I didn't sleep on, and this is the side that I did sleep on. So this side is a little bit more, it's not as luminous. It's a little bit more dry because I slept on this side, but I did not sleep on this side. So this is what it would look like. So I still kept the luminosity. I didn't have any like super excess oil appear on the skin. I didn't blot or anything like that other than the side where I slept on, but I think this is good lived in makeup for me. And like I said, I have combination skin, so right now I'm leaning more towards the dry part than I am the oily, but I didn't have like any extra oils other than just natural where oils peek through on my skin. And I didn't have any excess coverage be removed for the most part. This still is pretty much at the same visibility it was earlier today, so I'm very cool with that. The cheek, the blush, it lasted, it didn't wear off, so I didn't have any issues with that. I do hope they come out with like a clear mascara or something like that, because I think that will really go well with what they have in the line. So overall, I think it's a pretty good holding foundation and primer. And that's on top. Today I actually started a new skincare regimen, and so before I started filming, I had washed my face, did a chemical peel or a chemical exfoliant, and a light moisturizer that I had not used before. I was not familiar with it. I just was trying to do something different with my skincare. So I have did a lot of stuff to my skin today that I typically wouldn't do on a daily basis. Like most of the time I would not do an exfoliant directly before I put on makeup, not like a chemical exfoliant. I would do like a mild microderm abrasion, but it's like very mild, very soft, but nothing of that sort right before. I typically try to do those at night, the night before I start filming, so my skin looks the best that it could that day for the next day for filming. So with that being said, I think this is a good sign, because my skin went through extra trauma that it usually would not go through in the same day that I would film. So overall, I have nothing but positive things to say. I will definitely pick this up again to wear. Again, I'm very proud and very happy for Miss Tisha Thompson and everybody on the Love Yourself Beauty team. So until the next time, make sure you subscribe. Give me a thumbs up for the video if you liked it, and I'll see you in the next review. Good night, guys.